Hey, Randy, you there? About this coming week. You know we have that 5-day holiday break. I'm going on a trip with a friend of mine, just letting you know.
Huh? Really? I thought you were going to visit your folks.
Huh? Was I?
Yeah, I remember you saying something about that. That you were looking forward to seeing your folks? You said your friend back home had a baby, so you were going to stay with your folks and visit her.
Oh yeah, right. I plan to go see my friend and afterward check in with my folks and then meet up with my other friend for the trip. Kinda busy, I know, but, you know.
Oh, I see. Not much time to see your folks. Won't they be a bit disappointed?
Yeah, well, I talk to them constantly, so they won't mind. I had a really hectic schedule and I forgot to mention all that. I was just thinking about the trip.
Oh yeah, right.
My last day at work is on Thursday, so right after I work, I plan to drive to my folks' place, check out my friend, and then meet up with my friend for the trip.
So, you'll be gone the whole week? Back on Tuesday or so?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Alright then. Have fun and say hi to your folks for me.
You got it. Alrighty, all packed and ready to go.
All packed, huh?
Yeah, ready for some rest and relaxation.
Right. Hope you have fun.
Thanks. Off to my folks' place and then meet up with my friend for that beach resort. Can't wait.
Hey, Andrea! Have you arrived at the resort?
Oh, hi, Randy. Yeah, just checked in. What's up?
There's something I need to tell you. It's urgent!
Sorry. My friend and I were just about to take a dip in the ocean. Can this wait?
This is no time for swimming! I said this is urgent and I mean it!
Come on, Randy. I need this time to relax. Can we do this later? I really don't need this right now. It's my R&R.
I'm sorry to interrupt your little love affair. Your parents were in a traffic accident.
Huh? Excuse me? What are you talking about?
I'm really being super patient here. I thought I could keep my cool, but I'm actually a bit confused. Should I just continue to stay calm, or should I just go off the deep end? But, considering your parents, I'm gonna remain composed.
Right. You're not making much sense. What's this about my folks? An accident, did you say?
Yes. Your folks went out shopping and this car came out of nowhere and skidded toward them. They smashed into a guardrail.
What? Are you serious?
Absolutely serious. They were transferred to a nearby hospital.
They were... what? I really can't believe this. Are you making all this up or something? Trying to get me to cut my vacation short? And this nonsense about me having an affair or something.
Yeah, well, let's leave that aside for now. What we should be worrying about is your parents. I'm not making all this up. They're in the ER now and the doctors are operating on them. I need you to get back here as soon as possible.
I can't do that. Besides, I don't believe you. Randy, pulling one of your silly pranks to get back at me. I really don't need this now. I'm resting and relaxing. How many times do I have to tell you? I'm not in the mood for your stupid pranks.
It's no prank! I'm telling you the truth!
I'm on vacation and I don't want any interruptions. I'm going to block you. See you in a few days.
Maybe you didn't hear me right. The accident, your parents, it's all true. This is no joke. Call the Memorial Hospital downtown and they'll verify it. At least do that if you don't believe me. Andrea, pick up! I can't believe you. You really blocked me. Where the hell are you staying? At least give me the address.
Hey, Randy. I'm home. You there? Wow, what a vacation! I needed that. I am blocked to you. Hey, you there? I just turned off the exit. Should be home in about 30 minutes. And for your information, I stopped by my folks' place and they were there. No problem.
Oh yeah? That beach resort was way out of the way from your parents' place. Weird that you'd be able to see your folks and already be back. You didn't even stop by last Thursday, did you? Oh, and how was your friend? Cute baby, I bet. Oh, and by the by, I'm at your parents' place right now.
Huh? You're where?
Your younger brother, who lives pretty far away, as you know, arrived a few days ago too.
Huh? Why is he here?
Have you not been listening? Oh, yeah. You had your phone turned off and enjoying the beach. Why do you think he's here? For God's sakes! Your folks are still in the hospital, that's why!
Wait a sec.
Well, luckily the accident wasn't fatal. Injury to the head, a severe concussion, but they are sedated now. Just hope there are no complications later on.
So this wasn't a prank. It was all true. Really? You said Memorial Hospital, right? I better get over there.
Too late for visits. Even if you did visit, they probably wouldn't want to see you. Visiting hours are over.
Huh? Why wouldn't they want to see me?
Before the accident, I talked to your folks about your affair. I wanted to get their advice on what I should do. Fortunately, they are of sound mind now. We were very worried at first, but thank God it turned out okay. They are completely aware that you didn't cut your vacation short and come rushing to their side. You can imagine how disappointed they were.
Huh? They know all about the trip? That I wasn't there for them?
That's right. Now that you unblocked me, let me get right down to it, if I may.
Right down to what?
The problem that we had before all this happened to your parents. The problem of your infidelity. Mr. James O'Connor, sales manager of the company you work at.
Huh? Why do you...
That's the guy who you're seeing, right? You're seeing this guy. James, was it? For 5 years or so. That means you've been seeing each other even before we got married. As a matter of fact, you knew each other before we even started dating.
Wait a second! Stop right there! I don't need to hear this!
I also know that Mr. O'Connor is a relative of the company's CEO. Apparently, people at the office knew of your relationship, but due to the consequences to their careers, if they even hinted about it, most kept their mouths shut. Seems I was your little puppet, a cover for you guys. A convenient loser to cover up your relationship.
But how did this get out?
Well, Mrs. O'Connor just couldn't keep quiet about it any longer. She long suspected her husband, but never really had any concrete proof. So, she hired a private investigator and gathered a considerable amount of evidence about you guys. You know what else? She also contacted me and provided me with all the evidence that she had collected.
Are you serious? He told me it was all okay, that nobody knew about us, that I had nothing to worry about.
Also, as I said earlier, I'm at your parents' home right now. When you were having fun, or should I say cheating on me at some beach resort, I got all my stuff packed up and out of that house.
Huh? You moved out? Why?
Obviously because we're getting divorced, that's why! Do you really expect me to continue living with you after you've been cheating on me for years and using me as some sort of pawn? You can't be serious! So, I moved all my stuff to my parents' place and drove over here. You're not gonna deny me the divorce, are you? I mean, I do have a lot of evidence about your affair. You're actually not in a very good position.
But I was only... Ugh, the heck with it! If it's all out in the open now and everyone knows, so be it. I love James and I always have. There, I said it. And needless to say, James loves me too. Yeah, divorce. Yeah, go for it. I don't give a damn. You want compensation, I suppose. Well, James will pay for that, no problem.
Oh, yeah? Alright. So, you have no objections about getting divorced, and you're willing to pay compensation. Is that right?
Yeah. Let's just get this over with. I just got a text from James. Seems his wife also packed up and left him. Went to her parents' home, it seems. This means I have nowhere else to go but to his place. That's fine with me. Actually, that's what I wanted all along. Funny how things work out, huh? About the divorce papers. I'll sign that and send it to you later. Can I go now? Hey Randy, what's up? About that divorce. Let's forget about it. What do you say?
Huh? Excuse me?
Well, it seems James, he's no longer the sales manager.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Seems Mrs. O'Connor is the vice president of the parent company you work for or something, right?
Yeah. This is the first I'm hearing of it, too.
You and James worked at the same marketing division, right? Is it really true that you guys would go on supposed sales visits, but then check into a motel or something? And not just once, but like every chance you got? It's a miracle you kept it secret for so long. The section chief was concerned about your schedule. He apparently suspected what you guys were up to. Guess you guys finally pissed off the wrong people. As for James, he got transferred to some far-off branch office somewhere. Weren't you also bumped down to administration? Doing filing work, right? Whew, big cut of your salary, I heard.
That's right. How could they? No way I can marry James anymore. That's for certain. And with this pay decrease, how am I supposed to survive? I can't pay compensation to you if I get divorced, so could we just, forget the whole thing?
Like nothing ever happened, huh? Just sweep it all under the rug.
That's right. That's exactly right. And it would be the best way to get my folks to forgive me. We make up and they'll let bygones be bygones. I'm sure of it. This would also be the best option for you too, right?
You're really pathetic.
Huh?
I can't believe you. Do you have your head on backwards? Don't you have any common sense? Let bygones be bygones? Give me a break!
But that's the only choice I have.
No matter how many times you apologize or plead for my forgiveness, I will never, ever forget what you did to me. And for that matter, to your folks. It's inconceivable to think that we would ever get back together again. I would rather die than do that.
Then what am I supposed to do from now on? What can I do to get back with you and to get out of paying the compensation?
Like I said, there is no such thing as getting back together again. Get that through your head. As for compensation, you'll pay that one way or another. I'll make sure of that.
Huh? But Randy, please.
The divorce is gonna happen one way or another. Mark my words. Same thing goes for the compensation. Get it through your head. You will pay the amount that my lawyer presented to you yesterday. Sorry, but there is no other option for you.
You're serious, aren't you? Please, Randy. Randy, are you there? Please pick up. Please help me. Let me stay at your place. Please. I brought some of my luggage. I'm right outside. Please let me in. And I also resigned from the company today. I'm not the old Andrea anymore. So let me in and I'll do my best to be a good housewife. I'll do anything you want. What do you say? Please, Randy, help me out. I mean, we did fall in love and marry, right? Please open the front door, would you? Randy, you there? I've been waiting out here for 30 minutes already. Where are you at? Please open up, would you?
Excuse me, but... Are you a stalker now? This is really creeping me out, to tell you the truth.
Huh? Stalker?
You stay any longer and I'm going to call the police.
Call the police? Your wife is just visiting your folks' place. What's wrong with that? No need to call the cops.
I already submitted the divorce papers.
Huh? You already submitted them?
Yeah. I was gonna wait until I received the first payment from you, but... Your brother felt really bad about this whole mess and paid the entire amount to me. On your behalf. You better work things out with him.
Huh? My brother? Really?
Don't think you're off the hook. He said he was gonna make you pay every cent back, however long it takes.
He's going to make me pay it all back?
Oh, finally arrived.
Huh? What finally arrived?
That van your brother is driving? It just arrived in front of the house. Take a look behind you.
Huh? What the hell is this?
Your brother got one of his friends to find you a job. You should be grateful. You're leaving for a live-in job somewhere. Lucky you brought some of your stuff. I heard it's pretty far.
Why the hell is my brother even here?
You disappeared last week after all the ruckus. But we figured you'd show up here one of these days. So we were prepared for you. Actually, you got here sooner than expected. Glad you waited out there for 30 minutes. Gave him time to get here.
No, this is not happening. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna get back together with you and be a full-time housewife.
Are you still going on about that?
But you still love me, right? I mean, I certainly love you, Randy. The feeling is mutual, right?
Before I learned you were cheating on me, I had some affection for you, true. But now, I loathe you. I can't stand to even see you anymore.
Huh? Loathe me? You're kidding!
How could you be so surprised? After what you did to me, I never want to see you ever again!
Please, Randy!
I always thought it was weird that she was so stuck on me. Guess they needed me as an alibi or some kind of convenient cover for her love affair. She figured she had me wrapped around her little finger to do as she pleased. She got me all wrong. I wasn't that stupid. As soon as she came crawling to my parents' place, figured it'd be about a week or so, I called her younger brother right away. He immediately came by, put her in his van against her will, and drove off. Several months after that, her parents were finally permitted to come home. They didn't return to their old home, but decided to buy a small apartment nearby, closer to the park and shopping center. They figured their daughter would come crawling back to them once her debts were paid. It'll probably take a few years at least, but you never know. They may even sell the place before long. Besides, it's only the two of them. They really don't need a huge house for themselves. As for me, I've been offered a position on the East Coast and figured I would move there with my folks. It would be a great change of scenery, and maybe down the line I'll meet someone special.
Hey, sweetie. I'm just texting you to remind you that I won't be home this week as I'm going to spend it with my dad. It's the anniversary of my mom's passing, and I want to make sure I'm there for my dad, and I want to visit her grave to pay my respects. I know a week is kind of a long time, but it's a really difficult time for both me and my dad. I just want to make sure that I can give him the comfort that he needs and that he deserves.
Oh, is it that time already? I guess the year's gone by quickly, huh?
Yeah, I don't know where the time's gone, to be honest, but I still miss her like crazy, and it feels surreal that she isn't actually here with me anymore.
Yeah, I guess it can be kind of difficult, but don't you think a week is a bit too long to spend away from home? I mean, do you really want to spend a whole week with your dad? He's not the easiest man to get along with.
My dad's fine to get along with. You just find it difficult because he's my dad. I bet every guy feels like that when they're married to his daughter. Dads will always be protective over their daughters. It's just the way things are. Doesn't mean he doesn't like you or anything.
Uh-huh, I guess, but who's gonna cook all my meals and clean the house whilst you're away? These are important jobs and they really need doing. You can't just abandon them like you are.
Well, you're a grown man, aren't you? You know how to cook and clean, so you can tidy up after yourself whilst I'm not there. It's not that difficult.
I just don't think it's necessary for you to spend a whole week away. You're the wife, so you should do all the cooking and cleaning and all the other household chores. As the man, I work and make the money, whilst you take care of the house. That's how this thing goes.
By this thing, do you mean our marriage?
Well, yeah.
Uh-huh. I thought so. Well, for your information, that's not how our relationship works at all. I'm not just a housewife who cleans up after you. I have my own job, which contributes towards the household bills, and we share the responsibility of everything else. That's how our relationship works.
Seriously? But you're the woman. It's your job to do all the things that I don't want to do.
What are you even on about right now?
Look, I'm just telling you right now that I'm not cleaning or cooking or anything. If the house is in a state when you get back, then that's your problem that you're gonna have to fix. I'm not doing it for you.
Do you even hear yourself right now? Are you really being that selfish that you'd actually start a fight on the most difficult week of the year for me? Over some stupid cleaning and cooking?
Well, it's not my fault you're leaving for the week. If you don't want an argument or a mess to clean up when you get back, then I suggest you don't go to your dad's house at all.
What? You know how important this week is to me. My dad and I always go to my mom's grave together on the anniversary of her death, so that we can pay our respects together. I'm not going to miss out on doing that simply because you can't be bothered to look after yourself for a week.
Well, fine then, but don't say I didn't warn you.
You know what? I can't deal with you right now. We can deal with this argument when I get back, but for now, I'm going to head over to my dad's house and I'm going to enjoy spending a bit of time with him whilst I'm still able to.
Fine then, but just know you're the worst wife ever.
Whatever. Why don't you go and act like a child somewhere else? As long as you're not bothering me with your pettiness, I don't care.
I'm not being a child. You are.
Yes, because that text isn't completely childish.
Whatever, just leave me alone.
Gladly. I'll see you in a week.
Uh-huh, sure. Hey, Selena.
Marcus? How come you're messaging me? Has something happened? Is everything okay? Is James okay?
Huh? Oh yeah, everything's fine. I just wanted to ask, is today the day that your mom died?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Would you say that this is the worst day of your life?
Well, yeah, obviously. Why?
Well, I just wanted to let you know that this day is about to get a whole lot more worse for you.
Huh? Why's that?
Well, after your argument with my brother the other day, he came to me and told me everything that happened.
Hang on. Do you mean when he was telling me that I shouldn't come and spend time with my dad and pay respects to my mom simply so that he wouldn't have to cook or clean up after himself? That argument?
Yup, that's the one.
Okay then, what about it?
Well, he told me what happened, and I have to say that I agree with him. As his wife, you really should do your duties, which, for you, include cooking and cleaning and maintaining the house for him.
Look, Marcus, this really has nothing to do with you, and to be honest, I really couldn't care less about this conversation today. I've got other, much more important things on my mind.
What? Like your dead mother? She's not going anywhere, so there's no need for you to be so short. You got time for a conversation. Besides, she's dead, so she really doesn't take the precedence over my brother, your husband, does he?
She might be dead, but she's still nowhere near as cold as you are.
Jeez, calm down. I messaged you because I have something very important that I need to tell you.
What is it then?
James has decided to divorce you.
What?
Yeah, he said that, considering you're not actually acting like a wife, he doesn't see the point of being married to you. He'd rather find someone who's gonna do the things that a wife should, without having to be told what to do.
You're kidding me, right?
Nope, I'm really not.
Uh-huh, sure. Look, just tell James that I'll be home in a few days and we can talk everything over then, okay?
I don't know why you won't believe me. He's asked me to tell you that he wants a divorce. That's the be-all and end-all of the matter.
Look, not to be mean, Marcus, but this wouldn't be the first time that you've tried to meddle in my relationship with your brother. I want to talk to him about this first before anything else happens. That way, I can get the whole story, and me and James can work on it from there together. Okay?
Okay, but don't say I didn't warn you.
Uh-huh. Okay. I won't. Marcus? What is going on? Why is my house saying that it's been sold? And where are all of my things? I've tried to message James, but he's not answering. What on earth is going on?
Oh, so you finally decided to return home, huh? It's about time.
Marcus, this isn't funny. What's happened?
I did tell you that James said he wanted a divorce. He decided that if you weren't gonna stay home and look after the house like you should, then you shouldn't have a house to call your own.
So he sold it? How did he even do that so quickly?
Well, he didn't want to live with you any longer, so he put the house up for sale at a very cheap price. He thought that the sooner he could get out, the better. Of course, with how expensive houses are at the minute, and with how cheap yours was on sale for, it got snapped up right away. James now lives with me whilst he looks for somewhere new to live.
I can't believe he's done something like this. All because I went to spend some time with my dad and visit my mom's grave?
Yeah, well, it's taught you a valuable lesson, hasn't it?
What?
Yeah, you should do what your husband tells you to, if you want to live a happy life. My brother earned all of the money for that house, and you couldn't even be bothered to clean it and keep it tidy like he asked for? You're not fit to be a wife or to have a house.
So James just sold it?
Yep, but you know what that means now, don't you?
What?
All the people have moved, leaving you homeless. So, get out of my brother's life, you leech.
You know what? Got it. Goodbye.
Huh? You're just gonna agree like that?
It's what he wants, isn't it? And to be honest, at this point, I'm feeling the same way.
Well, no, you're supposed to beg and plead for James to take you back and then promise him that you'll do everything and anything you can to keep him happy so that something like this doesn't happen again.
Yeah, that's not happening. If he wants a divorce, and if he's going to act in such a selfish, horrible, and immature way, then he can have his stupid divorce. I don't want anything to do with him anymore.
You can't do that. I told him that you'd come running back to him, begging him to take you back if he did what I told him to. You need to just stop being so hard-headed and thinking that you're on the same level as us men. It's not true. Your place is in the house, cooking and cleaning and making sure that her husband is happy. That's what a good wife should do.
Well then, I guess that means I'm a terrible wife, doesn't it? And if what you said is how a true wife should act, then I'm glad to disappoint you and your brother.
But you'll be homeless if you don't apologize to James.
Actually, I think you'll find that I'll be just fine. I'm the one who earned the most out of me and James, and my dad will be more than happy to let me live with him whilst I look for a new place. I'll be perfectly fine, thank you.
But what am I going to tell James? He's waiting for you to come groveling to him. I can't have him living with me.
Well, that's too bad, isn't it? You should have thought about that before you tried to do this little scheme of yours. But I guess you've done me a huge favor, so thank you for that. Now I can truly see just how awful my life would have been if I stayed with someone like James. I would have been miserable. Anyway, goodbye, Marcus. I'm glad I won't have to deal with you as a brother-in-law anymore. You're truly horrible.
No, wait, Selena, you can't just go. It's not allowed.
I can do whatever I want, actually. I'm a free woman now. Goodbye.
Selena, look, Marcus told me what happened this morning between you and him and how you're not answering his calls or texts anymore.
Oh, James? Finally talking to me, are you? Now that your messenger can't do it for you.
Yeah, about that. It was all just a misunderstanding. Why don't you come home and we can sort it all out, yeah?
You sold our home, remember?
Oh, yeah. How about I come to you then? You're at your dad's house, right? I can stay there with you and we can work things out.
No thanks. There's nothing to work out. Especially with the behavior you've shown me lately.
Oh, come on, please. If you don't, then I'll be homeless. Marcus is kicking me out, saying that he doesn't want to share his home with me as it's his own private space. You have to take me back. I'm your husband.
No, You were horrible to me at a time when I could have really used your help. Not to mention the fact that you tried to manipulate me into begging you to take me back. You've made your bed. Now you have to lie in it, without dragging me down with you.
That's not fair.
It's completely fair, and you're entirely not my problem anymore. So please stop messaging me. I'll send the divorce papers to your brother's house. So make sure you sign them, otherwise I'll have to get lawyers and courts involved and everything. Anyway, goodbye, James. Have a nice life. After that, I sent James the divorce papers, which he signed for me simply to avoid going to court over it. Luckily, his mom let him move back home until he could find a new place to live. I might not like him anymore, but I'm glad he doesn't have to sleep on the streets. Although, it's going to take him quite a bit of time to get enough money for a house of his own. But that's his own fault. James still hasn't found someone that actually wants to be with him, and I doubt he will with the sexist way he thinks. As for me, I've managed to get my own flat nearby my dad. Now I'm able to see him more often, and I'm able to visit my mom's grave as much as I want to. I also feel a lot happier and a lot less stressed now that I'm single. Leaving James was a huge weight off my shoulders, and I'm glad to finally be doing something interesting with my life. It's never too late to start again.